Welcome to Massive Late Fee, the most groovy movie review show in the world. Now your hosts, Mark and Carol. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. It is February 19th, let's say. February 20th, maybe?
It's February.
It's February 1980, and we are here to tell you all about the most groovy and all that kind of stuff.
It is very not groovy, actually. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's not hap, guys. It's a little lame. It's kind of lame-o, if you think about it a little bit.
It was bad.
There's something that's always kind of, it's got the flow. It's cool. Mm-hmm. It's on the groove train that we're going to talk about.
What?
But there's some news stories that are happening.
Okay, well, what's happening?
Well, the U.S. hockey team, guys, in Lake Placid, New York, just beat happened recently, just beat the Russian hockey team, the Soviets. They beat the Soviet Union in hockey, in the Olympic hockey. Now, they still got to beat, I believe, the Swedish to try to get the gold medal. But they beat the Soviets. They beat the Ruskies. I can't even believe it.
Hell yeah.
Mike Eruzione and the U.S. hockey team. We beat those commies back.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I just don't care about sports. I mean, I know, okay, we beat the commies. Yay. But it's still sports.
Sports is not Carol's bag, let me tell you. Not at all.
No, sports is lame.
Well, but still, this is big because these commies, they think that they're all that. They think that they're
cool cats, but they're not.
They're the best. Yeah, exactly. They think they're cool cats, but they're sicko.
Right.
Gag them. Gag me with a spoon about commies, let me tell you.
Why can't we all just get along?
Well, that's a really profound statement.
I thought so.
But because they're evil. They're commies. They like communism. That's evil.
I don't think anybody's really evil.
Breadlines and stuff.
I mean, they're just, they're too stressed out. They need to relax.
Oh, you think they're stressed to the max?
They need to chill.
I agree. They probably do. Oh, I'm stressed by this gas shortage. Let me tell you, there is I tried to get gas the other day. Closed. No gas. Big sign. No gas.
So we just walk.
Have to wait. I know we're walking a lot more now. We're taking the bus some places, but we got
you get to meet, your fellow humans.
But it's the motor
share the experience.
But this is the Motor City, baby. We love our cars.
I know
here.
You like your wheels.
Oh yeah, I'm always cruising in the wheels.
Cruising down Woodward.
When that 8-track player gets bumping and we're cruising down, I roll the window down and feel the wind blowing my hair. I'm telling you.
You feel like a pretty hip dude.
I feel like Farrah Fawcett.
You look like Farrah Fawcett.
Well, my hair is I like the length that it's got on it now.
Yeah, your hair shouldn't be prettier than mine. Sorry. I mean, it is very pretty. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I think that's about it in news, though. I mean, the gas shortage and the hostages. The hostages are still.
Oh, the hostages, that's nothing.
I know, but it's day. What is it? It's day like. It's on the news every day. They update the day, and I'm trying to remember what day it is. I think it's day 410 or something like that. Hostages in Iran. I'm telling you, we got to get those people back.
That is so long.
The Iranians, they might be even worse than the Ruskies.
The Iranians?
The irrationalins. I think it's irrational to kidnap American students and hostage them.
Yes.
I don't know what President Carter's going to... President Carter's been trying to work with them, trying to get them back, but I'm telling you, I don't know if I'm going to vote for President Carter in the election coming up this year.
I think they should all just sit down and smoke a peace pipe.
Right.
And everything be cool.
That's true. They could do that.
Just need to sit down and look each other in the face.
Right. I hear that Ronald Reagan's going to run against Governor of California.
That's
Ronald
hilarious.
Reagan. He was in that movie with that chimp.
Can you imagine an actor being the president?
Right.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I know he was governor of California, but come on. It's like California's got any real problems.
Right? Too much sunshine?
Bunch of nuts out there.
California raisins.
It's not like he's stopping any serial killers.
Who's stopping serial killers?
No, I'm saying he didn't. It's like, there's a bunch of serial killers in California, right?
Oh.
That's like...
maybe we should not go there.
Well, they got a lot of money in Orange County, though, I hear.
I've heard about following some money to Orange County before. I have heard that. Who needs money, though? We just need love.
That's right. That's right. Peace and love. That is what we're all about here on Massive Late Fee.
That is what is groovy.
It's a new decade. It's 1980. We're a couple months into this new decade of 1980. Let's make the 80s an extension of the 70s, all about peace and love, and who cares about money? Materialism, we don't need it. Let's make the 80s a material-free decade.
We don't even need cars.
That's right. We're not going to have any gas. I'll tell you what, in 5 years, someone's going to come up with a car that runs on electricity anyway, because this gas shortage.
Well, of course. They have to.
It's got everybody bumming.
Right?
We're not going to be trucking anymore, I'll tell you that much.
For sure. So
we saw a television show. We love watching TV. We cuddled up and we watched. What was home what we watched, baby?
We watched Three's Company.
That's right.
I love Three's Company.
That's a good show.
It's so funny.
That John Ritter is a very funny guy.
And Chrissy is so cute.
Yeah. Suzanne Summers. And then Joyce DeWitt.
Yeah, Joyce DeWitt's there too.
Jeez. She also has lines. Now, this episode called Jack's Bad Boy.
It was a weird episode, though.
Well, they come in, and Mr. Furley's there, Don Knotts, and he's all, with a shaky, he's doing that extension. You guys remember a few years ago when he was Barney on the Andy Griffith show? It's like, he's old Barney. That's what I always think of him as, Mr. Furley. But he is in their apartment. The door's open. And he's like, I caught a burglar. He's in the bathroom. I can't do his voice.
But it turns out it was and it wasn't a burglar. I mean, it was a break-in for sure.
12-year-old kid.
But he was not a burglar.
A little ragamuffin.
Although he was trying to steal Jack's trophy.
Yeah, that's right. He was trying to nab Jack's trophy.
Burgling a trophy. Who burglars? Every time I say burglar, I think about McDonald's and the burglar.
The Hamburglar?
Yeah, Hamburglar.
I want to get one of those boxes of cookies that they have in
Those
McDonald's.
are so good. Oh, especially when you get the munchies. I could eat like 10 boxes of those cookies.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And get some hot cakes.
Grimace.
I assume.
Why do they say Grimace, though? Like, I mean, why would you name a cute character Grimace?
What is he? What is he?
A purple blob. He's the thing.
He's the glob of grease that's on the bottom of every bag of
right. Pearls. Chewed up bubblegum. That's what he is.
Yeah, what is he? What is that Grimace?
He's a monster.
That's a question of the decade. What's
And
Grimace?
I like to eat him. I like to chew on his little purple head.
Oh my gosh.
Purple head.
Holy.
Sorry. Oh, I'll get it together.
We may or may not have been partaking of some substance before we came on the air here to talk to you great folks in February of 1980. But yeah, so we watched that. It was an interesting episode though. So this boy, what was his name? I can't.
Oh God, I don't remember. You're asking me somebody's name.
It was Billy or something.
Oh, I think it was Billy. Good call.
Yeah. So Billy, he was messing with everybody. There was a classic misunderstanding on Three's Company where
it wasn't a misunderstanding.
Well, kind of, because he's like, Jack's like, oh, I don't believe you. Your story's changing and everything, and the girls are, oh, this cute little kid. And then he goes and like hits Jack in the face or whatever. The girls come in, and he's like, don't put me in the closet.
Yeah, it was deception.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Not misunderstanding.
But it turns out, so he's
he lies and says that he's a foster kid.
Yeah.
And that he's being abused.
Oh, yeah.
And that they'd only feed him like one meal a day, and he never goes outside because they make him do chores all day and all this stuff. And Jack knows right away that he is full of crap.
Jack sees through a liar because Jack's a liar.
Right. But the girls are all like, oh, let us take care of you. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, that's what I would do too. Because, you know, he's a little boy.
Yeah.
But, it turns out he is lying, but not the way that you think he's lying.
No. So they're all like, we owe Mr. Furley $100, or Mr. Furley keeps bringing it up.
Yeah.
For the rent.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
$100. So that's a lot
of money.
You could buy a house for $100.
You can't buy a house for $100.
I assume.
You're so silly.
So anyway, he gives him $100. He's like, hey, here's $100. I got $100 for you. The kid.
Right.
And they're like, oh my gosh, he stole it from Mr. Furley because he was hanging out with Mr. Furley. And so they go down there and they're trying to teach him yoga. You heard about this new yoga craze, right?
Yeah.
It just started. That's a California thing for sure.
Yeah, man.
So
I want to do it though. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, well, they're standing on heads and stuff like that. It's all weird.
I want to stand on my head.
So they go in there and they're gonna put the extra money in there, and they put it in his little billfold thing. And he's like, I had $1,600 in here. Come on, $1,600. He's got just lying around. His house doesn't put it in a bank.
Right.
This guy thinks there's going to be another run on the bank like a few years ago. And so he counts it out and it's $1,700. So they're like, oh, he didn't steal it from there. So they gave him the extra. They gave him the $100. They cover their rent and they talk to him, and he's like, oh, I'm rich. And my chauffeur gave it to me. And then they're like, you're lying again. And the chauffeur comes up and goes, no, he's telling the truth.
I brought him the $100.
And then starts explaining how this kid runs away some days 3-4 days at a time. Runs away from his house.
Because he's bored.
But can you imagine this rich kid gone for 3 or 4... Imagine if you were a parent. I mean, we're young.
Nope.
But imagine if you were a parent and your little boy, 12-year-old boy's running away 3-4 days at a time.
I'd be pretty pissed, especially if his parents aren't beating him like, you know...
Apparently he's just bored. He's not getting abused. He's just like he lives in this big house and everything.
He's a troublemaker.
Why is he in school?
Right? Well, maybe it's the summer.
That's my guess. It's not the summer right now. Don't you think it's taking place currently?
I guess.
Don't you think it's February in the world of Three's Company?
Hard to tell because it's California.
That is true.
So there's no snow.
And it's a set as well.
But yeah, it was a cute episode.
What'd you think of the episode overall?
It was just a little weird.
It was a little weird. I agree.
I mean, I prefer the episodes that focus more on like funny misunderstandings with like, you know, when Jack's like pretending to be gay, but then he's actually dating girls and stuff.
There was a gay reference where he's like tippy toes or something. Mr. Furley calls him tippy toes.
Mr. Furley's so mean.
Well, Mr. Furley's got that brother to deal with. That brother that's always being mean to him. Talk about abusive relationship there.
Right. Yeah, he does seem pretty scared of his brother.
You guys gotta work out your relationships, man.
Right?
I'm telling you, man. But yeah, that was Three's Company. We'll never see it again because it aired. There's no way to watch it again.
So if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah, but that was the episode if you missed it.
So you're welcome.
You can feel like you saw it with little Billy.
And then we went to the theater.
Yeah, we went to the Cineplex.
And we saw American Gigolo.
Oh my God, did we see American Gigolo?
What a fucked up movie.
Dick Gere.
Dick Gere.
That's his name, right?
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere.
Dick Gere.
Dick Gere.
That sounds like something.
That's what he should have, because he was a gigolo. So
right.
That's what he should have been billed as Dick Gere.
This is the weirdest movie. Like,
what equipment do you use in your job, sir? Dick Gere.
Speaking of dicks.
Yeah, we saw it.
We saw his dick.
Yeah, that's the highlight of this movie is you get to see his tiny little penis.
But I mean, really, it was more like just the hair. That's what you saw.
Yeah, because
it's like hiding in the bush.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was frightened. It was cold in that studio, let me tell you.
But yeah.
On that set.
I don't understand why we saw so many breasts and a dick.
Sort of. A nub.
But nothing else. Like, whenever there was supposed to be sex, they would just show something else. Yeah,
this is a movie that wants to go far, but they don't want to go too far.
Right.
Deep Throat's a thing, right? I know that's a pornographic film that you got to go to one of those seedy pornographic theaters to watch, 6 years ago in 1974. But, we've been exposed to it. It became big. It was like it was an underground hit, kind of.
Well, they didn't need to have actual sex, but they could have at least simulated it.
Right. Well, they do kind of. There's one.
No,
that
does not count.
There's one where he's fishing, like he's fishtailing on her, and it looks like his little nubbin is trying to get into her navel, which maybe it would fit, I guess.
Wow.
But because he's all proportionately wrong on her.
Yeah, it was
Lauren Hutton.
No good.
And then most of the way the sex goes is there's just it's static shot of her legs, and then her legs are bending, and then static shot of her.
Static shock. It's shocking.
Static shot of her floating in air. It looks like.
Yeah, it was all trying to be artsy, but it wasn't artsy.
Oh man, let me tell you,
it was just weird.
This was a bummer of a film, man.
Oh, I wish I could have that time back to do something worthwhile.
It's so meandering. It's so slow. And it's I know that the pacing is not, the biggest thing in the world for a movie, but it's supposed to be a character study, but I don't care about this dude, man.
And I don't understand why the girl that is his love interest,
Lauren Hutton,
cares about him.
Exactly.
She gets all obsessed with him and goes out of her way to be with him, and it's why? He's a prostitute.
See, ultimately, this story is supposed to be the story of the hooker with a heart of gold. That old ditty, right? And it's supposed to be the story of that.
He doesn't have a heart of gold.
Well, that's the part of the problem. It's supposed to be that, and it's supposed to be the story of the woman that has it all. that throws it away for love, right?
Right.
But Lauren Hutton, God love her, is not a good enough actress apparently, or this script isn't good enough to pull this off. I don't buy her as, oh, I've got everything on the outside, but inside I'm really starved for affection, right? I don't get that from her. And I don't get from him, I do this because, you know, I kind of have to sort of thing, and I'm good at it, but I'm a good person. Most of Richard Gere, he's been in a couple other things, but I've never really seen him before. But most of Richard Gere's performance is real muted, understated, like real small. He's not doing a whole lot, and sometimes that works, but this calls for more acting than he's doing.
It's like he's handsome, and that's all they're putting all their chips in that one basket there.
He's got nice hair, and he's got a nice lean body.
Well, and he's got a nice face, and he has gentle eyes. I mean, like
his nose is a little.
His nose is a little big.
Nose is it's a little. You never notice that I don't know.
He does have a bit of a nose.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's a nice-looking guy, and I think they rely too much on that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of screen time just looking at him.
This story doesn't go much.
No. Like, we could tell you the story really fast, but the movie was really long.
Yeah. He gets... what's his name? I can't remember. Bill Duke. Bill Duke with those eyes. That scene is the best scene in the movie. I'll tell you in a minute. But Bill Duke is Leon, some pimp, and he's like, hey, do this favor for me. Do this trick. And the guy's like, yeah, I want you to have sex with my wife, but I get to watch. And then he's like, do all this rough stuff, slap her around.
Yeah. And he's trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, that's the whole, like, you know, oh, I'm a nice guy. I'll be gentle, show you what you want, all that kind of stuff.
Her husband's like, no. Hit her.
Hit that whore, he says, or something.
Cunt. He called her a cunt.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, slap that cunt.
Shocking, maybe, I guess. That's shocking for 1980, right, to use that word? Not in Europe?
I guess. I mean, I hate that word.
Yeah, so yeah, that's not good. Not good in these days and times.
Right.
I assume. But anyway, so she gets killed. And then the police are like, nah, you probably did it. And that's it. Then eventually they're like, yeah, we know you did it. We got all this evidence. And it turns out he's being framed.
By Leon.
By Leon and the husband. Because I guess the husband did it or Leon did it. Or
well, no, Leon's new little boy toy did it.
Oh, the blonde kid.
At least that was, I mean, we don't really know. That was Richard Gere's theory.
Yeah. And then he gets put in jail. He's going on trial, and Lauren Hutton's like, he was with me. And they're like, oh, okay. And then he gets set free.
We don't know that he got set free.
He's going to get set free.
Because he also killed Leon.
Yeah, but they're not charging him with that.
Why?
They go out of their way to say, the maid saw you try to save him, so you're not being charged with that murder.
I missed that.
You're not being charged with that murder. You're just being charged with this murder.
But he wouldn't have had to save him if he hadn't pushed him off the balcony.
I know.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That's the best scene, is when Bill Duke, because Bill Duke carries that scene too. When Bill Duke's there talking and he's like, you know why I set you up? Because you could be set up, because no one gives a fuck about you.
Which is true.
I never really liked you that much either. So get the fuck out. Like, it's sinister and it's really good.
Yeah.
And then it culminates with him pushing him off the balcony and then changing his mind and trying to save him. But
he's like, I need you.
Yeah.
What did he need him for? To clear him? He wasn't going to clear you, dude.
Right. I need these boots. And then he got them. Because the boots.
He fell out of his boots. It was kind of funny.
It was kind of funny. So that's what happened. That's the plot of the movie. But there's a ton of there's a whole scene there's a whole sort of subplot of the movie with that blonde woman that he works for too.
Like his madam?
Yeah, she's another one. And what is that for? Why is that in the movie?
I don't know, just another person that he's supposed to think cares about him that doesn't. Like, it turns out nobody... Like, Leon's right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about him, but he doesn't really realize that until the end.
But see, we should have seen more people fake caring about him then.
Yeah.
We should... Those scenes should have been written a little bit more overt to, we love you. And she should have been more... Like, you're my best. You're the best one. You gotta. But it just and with other people too. People at the Beverly Hills Club that he went to and stuff. Everybody should have been like, we love you.
But I mean, nobody really said they loved him except for the one he ends up with.
Lauren Hutton.
Yeah,
that's her name. She's a senator's wife. I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Well, I mean, she's going to get divorced.
I guess. That senator's career is whatever.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad for him. He didn't seem like a bad guy.
No, that's the other thing, too. It's just like he loves his career. He's not as attentive to his wife. So
I guess fuck him.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Richard Gere is going to become like a boogeyman. Or it's like, oh, you're not paying attention to your wife? He'll get your wife.
Right? There you go.
That's what he is. He's a boogeyman for guys. But yeah, terrible movie.
Very, very bad.
I get what they were doing, and I get why there's some controversy to the movie and stuff too, and I get that. I get why. And I get what the buttons they were trying to push, I guess, or I get the envelope they were trying to inch over, where it's like, oh, we're going to show Richard Gere's gear. We're going to show his rig, but that's all it is. This movie is as shallow and superficial as Richard Gere's character.
Yes.
I don't see anything deeper behind it. I know it's trying to be. It's trying to be like, let's wallow in this character, but because he plays this so coolly and dispassionately, I don't care what happens to him.
No.
I don't care if he goes to jail or not. And then the end of the movie, it's like, it's like vignettes. Let's show...
Oh, God, that was the worst.
It's like, here's a scene that lasts 30 seconds, and then we fade to black, and now we're back in to another scene tangentially related that goes 30 seconds, and we fade out.
It was jarring.
I think it's supposed to be days passing, and so I think it's supposed to be representative of the passing of time. But man, it's lamer than if we saw a calendar on the wall and months falling off the calendar. It's like, I don't fucking get that. It was a very artless way to try to show the passage of time and race to a conclusion to this movie.
Yeah, I did not like.
She could have said immediately, "He was with me."
Yeah.
When the cops came, they could have pushed Bill Duke out the window, and then they could have had a scene where the cops are like, "Yeah, we're going to arrest you. We're going to put you in jail," and then they're like, someone whispers in his ear, and he's like, "Oh, really?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're free to go." And it's like, I told him I was with you, or whatever.
Which is a lie.
Yeah, but his actual alibi was lying.
Yeah, because so was he really with her? Do you think?
Yeah, they were so convincing. They convinced me because she was like, "Oh, you weren't with me. That was the truth." And the husband was like, "I know you're lying because I was with my wife the whole time." But they were lying
because they just didn't want people to know. Yeah,
they want to cover things up. I think so. I guess this is all about loneliness, right? Is that the theme? Is that what we're supposed to take away, that this is all about loneliness?
Man, I wish I could say that I thought about, hey, what is the whole point? But all I can come up with is there is no fucking point.
It is lame-orama, which is an appropriate thing for me to say, I think.
I guess maybe. I mean, yeah, all his clients are lonely. I mean, whatever. Most of them are married.
Yeah, I mean, Lauren Hutton was. It's you know what it is. It's like, you ever read in the paper? There's a section of the paper where it's all these lonely hearts, and they're like, they put ads in the paper. They're like, I'm looking for somebody, and whatever they call that.
Yeah,
it's like that in a movie form.
Sure.
All these people are like, hey, I'm Lauren Hutton. I'm
all these people are like, hey, I'm Lauren Hutton.
Everyone's Lauren Hutton in this movie. That would be an interesting movie where it's a famous actress or actor or whatever, and everyone is that person.
Ew.
But anyway, so she's like, I'm Lauren Hutton. I'm a neglected married senator's wife.
My husband's out of town.
And I need, Richard Gere's gear.
He's still out of town.
She does it. That's 2 verbatim lines in this movie. And then, one of them's like, hi, I'm whatever. I'm a Swedish national flying in who needs a translator. And maybe somebody to show her a good time.
Do you think that he really worked as a translator and a chauffeur sometimes without having sex with people?
Yeah. I think he did sort of odd jobs that way. But because he knew like 5 different languages, it was weird.
You'd think he could have made a better career for himself knowing 5 different languages.
Seriously.
Like, go work for the UN.
Right, exactly. Why don't you go get those Iranian hostages we were talking about back, Richard Gere? You're wasting your life.
I knew 5 languages. I'd do some shit with it.
Doing bad acting. Yeah, I don't know. He could have worked for that senator.
Right? There you go.
And then, it's I don't know. The other thing, too. So, one of the songs heavily featured in this movie is Call Me by the band Blondie.
Oh, my God, that was horrible, too.
Remember a couple of years ago, they burst onto the scene with Heart of Glass, Blondie, Studio 54, all that stuff. So, yeah, what they do with this song is it plays at the beginning of the movie, over the credits and everything. And then, throughout the rest of the movie, they play it with no words, just the instrumental, at varying speeds and sometimes with a little distortion and stuff, but it's so weird because they'll be driving around and it's supposed to be a melancholy scene or whatever, and it's like, call me on the line. Call me. It's terrible. What are they doing?
Absolutely awful.
And it's a pretty good song, but they're taking a hip track and they're dissing it.
It's not good.
It's no good. As the Spanish would say, it's no bueno.
Yes, the Spanish would say that.
But I'm telling you, yeah, this movie fails lots of ways. Some of the visuals are good. That's all I can really say. Some of the visuals, some of the cinematography is good. They do some stuff with light and shadow that's vaguely interesting. But the script is a dud.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dog, people.
It's not. No. I wanted to fall asleep.
Don't go out and watch. Don't go to your theater or your Cinemark and watch
American Gigolo.
That's the name of this movie. Don't go see that, all right? I mean, I'm telling you, this Richard Gere, this cat's going nowhere.
The penis is not worth it. I know a lot of people are going because they want to see a penis. It's not worth it.
You need a microscope to see it anyway.
Yeah.
You need those. You need. Remember, you see those 3D glasses they got. You need 3D glasses to see it.
You're a little mean.
I'm just telling you. I'm not trying to be that guy, but
you're being that guy.
If my penis was that small, I would say maybe no. Maybe we don't have this scene where I don't have pants on, right? Well, we could do it where I just have underwear on, can't we? And if we're gonna do this, maybe fashion a prosthetic of some sort.
Wow. Well, maybe he's just secure in himself.
I guess. I'm telling you, he should have gotten himself a little bit excited, played around with it a little bit or something.
Maybe he couldn't in front of people and cameras.
To grow it a little bit more.
I don't think I could.
Well, you don't have a penis.
But I don't think I could get excited in front of people and cameras is what I'm saying.
You don't think so?
No.
You couldn't rub your nipples there and get them hard?
No, stop it.
Sorry, I was demonstrating myself. I think you could. With ice, right?
Yeah, that doesn't work on a penis.
No, but you're talking about two different things, babe.
Okay.
I mean, let's get with the program. Anyway, that's the movie. Don't go see it.
Don't go.
Don't go see it. But come back. Come back to us and get some more of this.
Some more groovy tapes.
That's right. Next time, who knows what we're going to do or where we'll be.
We'll see.
All right. We will see you next time. Peace, love, and soul, everybody.
Bye-bye.